Righty. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I am jumping on today for some Monday motivation. Um trying to get this thing to work. I always have so much problems with technology. Drives me crazy. I hope that you all are well. I hope that you have had a good weekend. So happy Monday again. I am going to give you some motivation to get your week started. You know that this week I decided to start talking about trying to help you find your purpose. Okay. A lot of people come to me who have not found their purpose. They don't know how to find their purpose. They are genuinely wanting to find their purpose, but they don't know where to start. Most people who are trying to find their purpose also, okay, yeah, no, I'm trying to make sure I get, okay, now, okay. Hey, Instagram, I am jumping on for a quick Monday motivation. All righty, so back to the topic. So it is, like I said, this week in my Facebook group, I have decided to start talking about how to find your purpose. And most people come to me. Some people don't come who come to me, of course, because we all deal with mental health issues. But in the midst of that, they can't seem to find their purpose. They have things that they want to do, but they can't seem to find their purpose. Okay. So I am going to give you 3 reasons why today you can't find your purpose. And everything that I am talking about this week will lead up to my free Friday master call. Mastering your true identity, how to find your purpose when your life is a mess. Okay. Because I believe we all have a purpose. I believe we all have a reason for being here. There's no excuse for it. Being a suicide attempt survivor, I often thought, why am I here? What is the reason why you want me here, God? I've been through so much. Things are not working out for me. What am I here for? Well, I have been studying this, and I've been, trying to study me as I meditate on the word, as I do my meditation and talk to myself. I highly suggest meditation. It's something I didn't think, a couple of years ago that I would be into, but I'm totally am, because I am just at peace with myself and I want to be at peace forever. Okay. So I love meditation, but during the time of my meditation, when I first started, before I retired a couple of months ago, I knew that my purpose was to actually become a teacher of some sort. Now, I used to be a teacher. I've always wanted to be a teacher as a child. Now I get to teach in a whole different setting, which is coaching. So I had this burning desire to tell my story, this burning desire to help women like myself, this burning desire to make sure that no one is left alone, especially women who are dealing with mental health issues. But in order for these women to transform into who God has created them to be, or you to be, or in order for you to transform into finding your destiny or your purpose, you're going to have to go through the rough parts first. So you just don't wake up in the morning, and you might can, but I don't think you waking up in the morning and say, okay, I know my purpose, I know my destiny, this is what I'm doing. This doesn't work like that. Okay. So I want to help you with that. I want to give you some tips to get there. But you're going to have to deal with some of the hard stuff first. And I think this is why, one of the reasons why tons of people don't search for their purpose, or don't care to find it. Some people just go through life like whatever it is, what it is. I'm gonna work 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. As long as I got a pension, as long as I got 401k, as long as I got health insurance, I'm good. Literally wasting your life away, knowing that you are meant for something better, but because you don't know, it's the way you've been programmed. So you've been programmed your whole life that you only supposed to eat, sleep, work, and die. Period. I remember 20 years ago when I tried to start the business, that was, like I said, that was frowned upon in my family. I didn't get the support that I wanted, especially 20 years ago. Now, fast forward 20 years, everybody and their mama starting businesses. I'm talking about 10-year-olds, 9-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 16, 17, 20-year-olds. Everybody and their mama starting a business now. It is the thing to do. 20 years ago, it wasn't as much because of the way from where I came from. Okay, you may have had parents who started businesses, or you saw it in your family. I didn't. Okay, so I'm only speaking about me right now. But people don't realize that they are here for a reason. You are not here to always be in a relationship that's horrible and go through life fussing, cussing, being aggravated. That is not why you're supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be in life just to always continuously be poor or not have enough money or always on government assistance. That is not your purpose. And stop thinking that is just because you don't see things come the way you think they should be coming. Okay, I was this person. I thought that my entire life was supposed to be a mom, work at a job, have, lack credit, not have anything. That was what I always thought life was supposed to be like, because I didn't know any better and I wasn't taught any better. Okay, so some of you all have not been taught any better, but you don't care to change because it's easier to stay in your comfort zone. So you don't want to find your purpose because you're too afraid to start with the hard part first. So let's get into what the hard part looks like. 3 reasons why you can't find your purpose. Okay, why it's so hard for you to find your purpose? Because like I said, you're going to have to start with the hard part, and that means self-evaluation. Okay, you're going to have to self-evaluate. You're going to have to say, what am I doing wrong in my life? Why is my life not looking like what I see? Because I know half of y'all are looking at social media, so you think that social media is what it is, but think about it. You have friends that are successful. You have family members that are successful. Why are you still in the same spot you were in last year, year before that, and the year before that? 3 reasons why. Okay, let's do some self-evaluation. And you're not going to like it because you know why? You are afraid of self-evaluating yourself because it means you're going to have to be truthful about who you are as a person. This is why you can't find your purpose, because you're not truthful about who you are as a person. Okay. Number 1, you have got to stop hanging with people that have no purpose-driven goals. Okay. And I know this is the one I harp on about being around people and the people you have around in your circle. But when you are around people who don't do anything at all, don't talk about goals, don't talk about how they fit to get ready to get their credit together so they can get them an actual house and get off government assistance, how, you're not talking to people that are sitting around you who are always talking about just the come up, not the come up the good way, but just the come up. Okay. When you are sitting around talking to people who lack any information at all, none of them are trying to get to the next level. Everybody around you is just stagnant. Everybody around you is just in this situation like, this is life, this is how it is. Okay. You are sitting around people who, when you decide to step out and do something else, you are embarrassed. You feel some type of way because you don't want to leave those people behind. Okay. So you got to stop hanging with people who have no goals. Stop hanging with people who are talking about nothing. Stop hanging with people who are just sitting. If you're sitting with the exact same people you've been sitting with last year and you're all sitting and ain't nobody in your circle has prospered, something's wrong. And you're not going to find your purpose because you're stagnant, just like the people you are around. Remember, I put something on my Facebook today about everybody can't grow with you. Your vision was meant for you. Your life was meant for you. You're not going to be able to take everybody with you. Stop trying to grow, but let me also help my little people behind me. That's not how this crap works. Okay, that's not how it works. Stop trying to bring people with you who have no purpose, who have no goals. Everybody around you are doing what they want to do. But if in your mind, in your burning in the back of your mind, you are literally saying to yourself, I'm destined for more. I know I'm supposed to do this. I know I got this. If that is in your mind and it's constantly in your mind, you keep hearing it all the time, do something about it. Do something about it. But the reason why you don't do something about it because you are trying to take those same people who you thought were good people. Yeah, they were real good people. I had people like that in my life. I enjoyed the people who I was around when it was my time. But when it was time for me to go different places, I went and I left them behind. I often hear people say, well, I don't fit in with this type of crowd and I don't fit in. You do fit in. You're not fitting in because you are not used to people who have goals, people who are doing something. So it's not the fact that you don't fit in with different people. It's the fact that you're comfortable in your situation because it keeps you from having to acknowledge that you want something better. It's keeping you from saying, I want to do better, but ain't nobody around me gonna do better, so I might as well just stay right here. When you know for a fact you were built for much more. God said he had a plan for your life, but yet you're sitting there. You know that you are good with taking care of kids. Start a daycare. Or before you start your daycare, go get your credentials. Okay? I knew I wanted to be a teacher one day, so I just went to college. I went to college in 2014 in my late 30s. Okay? It is never too late to go do what you need to do. But what you first got to do is leave the stragglers behind. Everybody can't grow with you. And until you get that through your head, you will stay stagnant. You will stay not living your purpose. You will stay exactly right where you're at because you are afraid to go out and do other things, which brings me into point 2. You fear wanting better. See, because if you want better, then that means you think you better than everybody else. Because guess what? When you start to want better, this is what people are going to tell you. See, I get it all the time. Oh, well, she don't, you don't know her story, or you don't, she thinks she all this, blah, 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 blah. I do. I really do. I think highly of myself. I do. Because I have fought so many times in my life, so many years in my life, where the most important people in my life didn't value me, didn't respect me, didn't love me. So yes, I do think highly of myself. That's why I went and got a degree. I didn't fear doing better. Now, for a long time, that was in my mind. Why? How am I better than my parents? How I got a degree and my parents don't? How I got a house and my parents don't? How I got a husband and my parents are not together, or divorced or whatever? I did fear that. Right now, and I tell the story all the time about the different me's. Okay, Fran, which is short for Francesca, was who I was for generations, forever. Even all through school, I was Fran. Okay, the girl who cursed out everybody, the one who went to jail, the one who was about it, blah, 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 blah. Right now to this day, when I decided to step into my purpose and become Olivia, my family right now to this day, and I'm pretty sure behind my back right now, they're still calling me Fran because they don't respect me enough to say she changed. It's okay to change. We're proud of her. So you all fear doing better because you're too busy worried about what your stragglers are going to say about you. See, if you start to do better and everybody else around you ain't doing nothing, then you are afraid to do better because you don't want to leave people behind. Success, maybe it's lonely. It's long. You heard it. It's lonely at the top. So get over it. But I would rather have no friends in my life at all. I would rather have none of my kids around me, my child. I would rather have nobody around me. But if I was living my purpose, not to mention if I had money in my pocket, what the hell does it matter who around you? Why y'all sitting around here staying broke, not doing what you're supposed to do because you're too afraid about doing better? You're afraid about doing better. You don't want to do better because you don't want to hear that the people around you say, you think you're better than me. Well, technically, if you don't have an education, if you just sitting around ain't doing nothing, you can't buy a house or create a band, yeah, I am kind of better. I am, because I want better. And there is no crime in the world for wanting better. You don't get punished for wanting better. Only in our little circles where people who don't understand that punish us for wanting to do better. When you start to change the way you talk, I still have friends, that say, oh, her name friend, she's still friend of me, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm okay with that, but don't get it twisted that that's not who I am anymore. And I don't think that I'm better than you. I just know I am destined for better. I love every friend that I have, but just like my family remembers, respect my name. Put some respect on it. Olivia is who I have blossomed into. That's my name. That's what I'm going to go by. And I will no longer answer to people who don't respect me enough to call me that. It's just disrespectful. But it's because they are not doing what they are supposed to be doing. And so you fear getting a job that's better. You fear going to school that's better. You fear starting a business. You don't want to do anything to interrupt the people you don't want to leave behind. So when you're struggling to find your purpose, when you are struggling, when you're crying at night, when you're sitting there rocking in your chair, when you sitting around thinking why things ain't working out for me, self-evaluate. Who you hanging around? Stop hanging around people that ain't got nothing going on. Stop pushing away people who do got stuff going on, but you're too afraid that if I be with this person, that I won't have time for this person, these people. It ain't going to work like that. If you are going to be destined for more, if you are going to have a successful life, you are going to have to leave people behind. And it's going to be okay. And for those of you all who say you trust in God and you believe God for everything, then you should believe God to bring you some better people. But when you are sitting around thinking that, well, if I do better, just so-and-so will do better, and then so-and-so will be able to be with me. Now you want to bring that whole group of people with me. And that's one example too. I have a young lady that and she said that I could share this, that bought a home. Okay. She got her credit together, so she went and bought a home. Guess what she bought a home at? The exact same place she grew up, the hood. Okay. Now she house has been broken into. Now she bought a house. She did what she was supposed to be doing. She was trying to do better, but she bought the house in the exact same place she was trying to get from. She was too scared to go buy some lot in Blythewood or Columbia, someplace in Columbia, South Carolina, other than the hood she was living in. She bought that house. Now she's still living in the hood. Now she's still doing hood things. So she cried out to me. She came to me and said, I am desperately trying to do better. I said, well, sis, you're going to have to sell that house because you are not going to do better if you are living in the place you were trying to get from. So now you living in the hood. Yeah, you better. You bought a house, but now you next door to people who are under Section 8. Now you're next door to people who left this hood, and now people there that are renting this property. Now your value of your house has gone down. All because she was trying to stay with the same people. Now 3 years later, she's sad. She's ready to do what she needs to do. But I told her, the first thing I told her, you're going to have to sell your house. Get up out the hood. You are in the hood. You are living in the place where you told me you were trying to get from, but you're going to go buy a house in the exact same place. Now, you want to do better, but you're too afraid because you don't want to leave the hood behind. And that's the thing. Stop fearing doing better because you are afraid to leave those people behind. How dare you stop your life for the people behind you? Who designated them the people to tell you what your life should be like? My parents couldn't tell me how my life should be. My friends couldn't tell me how my life should be. When I did my first blog post, and I had, when I first started the blog, of course, I had to get my, emails from people. So, trying to include my family in the emails. So when I would be blogging, my family members would say things like, oh, you shouldn't say that. And let me tell you what Auntie said. And let me tell you what she said. These are the people who did not understand my vision. But see, because I didn't understand my vision, I didn't understand my purpose, I didn't understand what I was going to do, but I was also trying to bring the same people, the same toxic people with me on my new journey. I wanted to become a blogger, but I gave all of my family members and all of my friends got their email addresses so they could get the word from me, from the blog. Big mistake. Okay? All because I was trying to bring them with me. But you know what happened? I nicely cut all of them off. Nobody no longer gets blog posts from me because they kept saying, don't use my name in the blog, or don't say this about me, and oh, you feel like this. Negativity. They tried to sabotage my thinking. So I started thinking, I can't blog. I'm not supposed to blog. All because they didn't understand, but because I tried to bring these people with me, trying to not leave anybody behind. Same thing in my cleaning business. I hired most of my family members, had to fire them too, which is, I do not suggest you hiring your family members if they are toxic, period. Don't do it. It's not good. I know you try to help your family, but don't do it. Okay. I did that and it didn't work out so good for me. Because where you're trying to go, you can't bring everybody with you. And yes, they might mean your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your kids. See, y'all too afraid to let go of the people y'all think are the most important people in your lives. But there are toxic parents. There are toxic kids. There are toxic people, family members. There are toxic people. You can leave them behind. It's not that you don't love them. It's not that you don't care about them, but you should care about yourself enough to say, I can't do this. You can't go with me where I'm trying to go. Look at me now. None of the people who were with me at the beginning are with me now, because I no longer fear leaving them behind. Number 3. Y'all know, I don't know why I try to read without my glasses. I don't know why I try to read. Okay, number 3 is you have mind blocks. What is a mind block? Especially for those of us who suffer from mental health issues. We just go blank. We don't know anything anymore. The depression, the anxiety, the voices, the hallucinations, the PTSD. We have so much of that going on that we can't see anything else. Remember my story of I no longer saw sun outside. During my deep, dark days of depression, all I saw was clouds. I didn't see my purpose. I didn't see my life being to where it is now. I didn't see that. My mind was blocked from all of the things that I wanted to see or should have been seeing. I didn't see rainbows. I didn't see happiness. My mind was frozen. How the hell was I supposed to find my purpose when my mind is cluttered? How am I supposed to find my purpose when I am sick and tired all the time? How am I supposed to find my purpose? Who am I to go out here and look for my purpose in life when I can barely get out of bed in the morning? Who am I to go try to find my purpose when I don't even want to shower? Who am I to go try to find my purpose when I don't even want to live? The mind blocks. I didn't want to live. I always thought that, okay, I've done everything my parents told me to do. Well, my mom told me to do. I got a job. I graduated from high school. I raised my son. Okay, I could die now. That's all I thought. I didn't think that it was possible for me to be destined to do anything else because my mind was so cluttered with depression, PTSD, anxiety, hallucinations. I mean, I'm fighting this battle up here. How in the hell could I go find my purpose? But you can. You can find your purpose in the midst of your chaos. And that's I'm going to talk more about in my call on Friday night. You can find your purpose in the midst of chaos. And I did. I heard the voices in my head once I started getting myself healed and going to therapy and taking the medication that I needed. Again, if you don't take medications for your mental illness, that's cool too. But I personally have to use it to deal with the things going on in my brain. But I also do other things too. So when I started meditating, when I started journaling, when I started trying to cope better than what I was doing when I was drinking and all those particular things, I decided that I can find my purpose in the midst of this stuff. And I did. I journaled every day for 3 years about how I wanted to become this awesome life coach, how I wanted to teach women, how I wanted to help women, how I wanted to show women how I was able to transform my life into what I'm doing right now. So you can find your purpose in the midst of chaos. You can find your purpose when your life is a damn mess. You can do it. So don't get discouraged that you're never going to wake up feeling good anymore. Don't get discouraged that this is all to life. Don't get discouraged that I'm always going to be living in an apartment. I'm always going to be not married, or I'm always going to be in a bad relationship. That is not true. That's what anxiety tells us. See, we're trying to see the future, right? That's what anxiety is. So busy trying to worry about what the future holds. Well, now transform that same energy to what it might look like to be successful. And I tell this story all the time. I have literally written my campaign speech 400 times. I dream of the one day that I am accepting the candidacy to some position. I now visualize myself as a candidate. I now visualize myself as on people's stages. I now visualize myself as some sold out life coach who everybody wants to be around. Now, it may or may not happen, but I'm not disappointed because I'm not, only reason why I would be disappointed if I didn't actually work towards that. But I'm not disappointed if it won't happen. But I'm going to do my damnness to make it come true. Because I now take the same negative energy that I had in my down and out days, and I now channel that energy into positive things. No, every day is not going to be rosy. Okay. Last week, I didn't come on last week because I was a little exhausted from the week before, but last week was not a good week for me. I had some things going on, even while I just launched my journal. I still have things going on. I acknowledge that, but I don't stop. So if you're out here with the book inside of you, write the book, sis. If you are here with a podcast name and all you want to do is get started, start the podcast. If you are out here holding back your potential of being I know a lot of people who know how to sit with patients. I know a lot of people who are good with children. Go get the certification you need to do what you need to do. If you are destined to open up a daycare, get the certification you need. If you love taking care of older people, go get the certification you need. Stop sitting on your destiny. Stop not living out your purpose because you are too afraid of what others are going to say about you. I'm going to tell you a little trick, and I know y'all know it. They talking about you regardless. They talking about you regardless. I am the living witness of people right now who either listen to my stuff, look at my stuff, and talk right about me. So they talk about me when they think that I'm doing bad, and they talk about me when I'm doing good. So either way, you need to go live your life because they're going to talk about you. You know, and guess what? Those are the people you don't even want around you anyway. Why the hell do you want these people around you? Just keep going. No, you're not going to have tons of followers. I don't. No, you're not going to have, everybody like your stuff right then. I don't. But I don't stop. I do not stop. I keep going and I keep going like the Energizer Bunny. I keep going. So what if you don't want to look at my stuff? I don't care. That's how I feel about what God told me. God didn't tell you the plan. He told me the plan. So you don't understand, sister, what I got for me and what he has for me. And that's how you are going to have to be when you're trying to find your purpose in life. You're going to have to say, look, I don't need all of this drama in my life. I don't need all of these naysayers in my life. I'm about to do me. And you know what I do? I do me. I'm not supposed to be writing books or making journals. I'm not supposed to be doing that. I'm not supposed to be right now standing in front of y'all or sitting in front of you all talking about this. I'm not supposed to be doing that. How dare I blog? How dare I get a podcast? How dare I think that I could do t-shirts? Because you know why? I don't care what they think about what I should or should not be doing. And the quicker you get that in your head, that I'm going to do what I am destined to do, this is my purpose, this is my calling, and you erase the naysayers, I promise you, you will step into your greatness. You will step into your greatness. But you're going to have to follow these 3 steps. You're first going to have to self-evaluate. You're going to have to stop hanging around people that don't have any purpose-driven goals. You have to stop fearing what people are going to say about you. You're going to have to be able to grow without those people. And 3, you're going to have to find a way to root out that mind block. You're going to have to declutter some of the things in your mind. Yes, you deal with depression. Yes, you deal with anxiety. Yes, you deal with PTSD, bipolar, whatever it is that you are diagnosed with. But that should not hinder your success. That shouldn't hinder your success. It hasn't hindered mine. Now, I'm not as successful as I want to be yet, but I'm not stopping. I have no desire to stop. And I'm not going to stop because, one person is on my live. Okay. It didn't stop me today from coming on here. It doesn't stop me that if I wrote the book, well, I wrote the journal, and if only 4 people bought it, they bought it. Because I no longer care. I know what I'm good at. I know what I am destined to be. I know that I'm destined to do. I know my purpose now. And at the end of 2020, I knew I no longer wanted to clean. See, cleaning was not my purpose. It was my passion at the time, and I made money off of it. But as the days were winding down, I remember people would talk to me and ridicule me. Oh, you like cleaning behind people? You like cleaning people's toilets? People used to pick at me for being, a housekeeper. Even, I remember I told you, my son even was embarrassed because I was a housekeeper. I owned the business. It was mine. And I did get a kick out of cleaning people's toilets because I was damn good at these hands. I was damn good at what I did. And I used that passion and I turned it into my moneymaker. But when it got towards the end of me about to retire, see, I didn't think I was going to retire. I never said in my mind 20 years ago that I was going to retire from cleaning and I was going to hang it up. That was never my plan. See, if my mind wasn't going, if my purpose wasn't like revving up in me and making, being talking to me inside my head, like you got stuff to do. You got other stuff to do. It's time to let that go. You got other stuff to do. I probably believe we'll still be cleaning. But when it got towards those last 2 months, it would disgust me to see mold, or and the girl that was working for me, you can even ask her, she could see that when I would go to work, I was miserable. I was miserable cleaning toilets. Even though that 20 years ago, I was so happy. But I didn't even know that it had been 20 years that I had been doing this stuff. I had been doing it for so long that I didn't even keep count. But 20 years is a long time to have a business. 20 years is a long time to be cleaning people's toilets and I'm older now. So my body wasn't having it. But I did not care to do it anymore because I knew that I was meant for so much more. And I thank God every day for that business. But it's time for a new chapter. And yes, it's scary. I don't have any income coming in from that business anymore. Yes, it's scary. It's very scary. Because now I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen with the coaching. I don't know what's going to happen with me, period, right now. But I'm not going to stop because I don't fear the unknown. I didn't know what was going to happen to me with the cleaning business, but it didn't stop me. I started off with one client, and she happened to just come with me because I got fired from the other job. And she's like, well, if you leave in this place, I'm going to come with you. And that's how I got that client. Now, I didn't get more clients until I started advertising, and it wasn't on Instagram and Facebook and stuff, all that back in the day. One client. And it took me maybe 6, 7, 8 months to get more clients. I had self-doubt. I was like, oh my God, what did I do? Should I have done this? Maybe my mom was right. Maybe I shouldn't have started a business. Who am I to think I could do this? But I always say too, when I said that cleaning was not my purpose, technically it was. Me being an entrepreneur was my actual purpose. And I remember being in FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America, in high school. I didn't know why this thug chick was up in that type of class with all of these smart white kids and smart black kids who were not from the hood, but I was in there. I didn't know at the time that me being there was because that was part of my purpose. So yeah. It wasn't the cleaning that was my purpose. It was the entrepreneurship that was my purpose. And I'm destined to be a boss, period. I'm just destined to be a boss. And I walk in that every day. And you all need to walk in it too. But you need to do some self-evaluation and start to think about who you are around. Start realizing that you can't grow with everybody, and everybody's not going to be able to grow with you. And that can include spouses, children, aunts, cousins, mamas, daddies, co-workers. It is true. Now, if you are lucky to have a family that supports you in everything you do, go for it. God bless you. Some of us don't. So if you are purpose-driven, if you are trying to find your purpose, if you know that you are destined for so much more, I am open arms. If you need to get on the right track, if you need help trying to figure it out, but you also have to, because if you come to me, you have to be ready. Remember, I told you about a mentee came to me who she's ready. She's ready. I was her mentee at first. Now she wants to be coached to go to where she needs to go. But what was the first thing I told her? You're going to have to sell that house and move out that hood. Because you don't buy a house and put it back in the same place you're trying to get out of. It's okay for you to come back to the hood. I don't knock that. People do it every day. But do you see Bill Gates living in the place he used to live? Not Bill Gates. Yeah, Bill Gates. Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Michael Jordan. Do you see any of these people buying houses in their hood where they grew up from? No. You might see them buying property in that hood, but you don't see Michael Jordan just living up in the hood. You don't. So why should you? It is okay to leave the hood. It is okay. Doesn't make you better than everybody else. It just makes you want better. And once you establish that, and once you come up off that, I'm telling you, you're going to start walking in your purpose. So that is it. That is your Monday motivation. 3 reasons why you can't find your purpose. Self-evaluate. Self-evaluate. So this week, you are going to need to start writing these things down. Write down what you want to do. Write down what's been burning in your mind to do. Then write down, who do I hang around? Who is hindering me? What's hindering me? Is it my credit? Is it because I don't have transportation? Is it because I don't have the right support system? Is it because I lack the knowledge? Because you can go get certifications for anything now online. If you know you're destined to do some things, go get certification. Go get certified. You can do this. And it's never too late. And you're not too old to find your purpose. Okay? So this week, like I said, I am leading up to my master call on Friday night. I will give you all details so you can call in and listen to my Friday night call. It is Mastering Your True Identity, how to find your purpose when your life is a mess. Okay? I was there before. I know how hard it can be. All right? So have just the best week. I will hop back on here for Wednesday midweek motivation. Until then, remember, you can always reach out to me if you are looking to be mentored, if you are looking to be coached. You can reach out to me at any time. You can email me, you can DM me on Facebook or Instagram. I am just like right there. Okay. I answer mostly everybody that DMs me. I am open for, I know a lot of people just email me to pick my brain. I'm open for that as well. Just keep going. If you have a burning desire to do something better with your life, keep going. Keep going even when it gets hard. Keep going even when you don't see the results yet. Remember, I've been retired 2 months. My coaching business is not bringing in the money like my cleaning business was. I'm not discouraged. I'm not scared. Yeah, sometimes I face a little self-doubt. And that was what I was going through last week. But I meditated on it. I prayed about it. And I got right back up. And you can do the exact same thing too. All right. So thank you for all of you all who tuned in. You know, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see any of the comments like I should. So thank you all on Instagram and in the Facebook group for tuning in. And I will be back here on Wednesday for your midweek motivation. Have a great Monday. Bye.